guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing how I get this hairstyle. This is like an almost straight but a little bit wavy hairstyle. I get asked mostly on Instagram how I do my hair, so I figured today I would share this. It is so simple. It's really similar to other hairstyle tutorials that I've done before, but I figured I would give you guys an updated one. So if you're interested in that, keep watching, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. All right, let's get into it. For reference, I have very straight hair naturally. It is pretty fine, but I do have quite a bit of it. So I take my hair from straight and wet to this. It's still pretty straight. There's just some texture, some body, and a little bit of wave to it, which this is kind of like a nice messy summery look. And I feel like so many people can achieve this look naturally, but I have straight hair, so I cannot. So this is kind of how I fake it. It takes me from wet to this about 12 minutes, but depending on your hair type and all of that, it might take you longer or shorter, and depending on how long your hair is. So let's just hop into everything that I do. I will link everything down below that I mentioned, all of the tools and all of the products. The only thing I've done to my hair is comb it out with this wide tooth comb. I can link it below for you guys. These are the only combs that I like to use in my hair, just because I feel like they are just like the least harsh on my hair. So now I'm going to go in with my Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil. I take 2 pumps of this right now. It depends on how long my hair is. If my hair is a little bit shorter, I will only take 1 pump, just because I do have fine hair and I don't like to put it really anywhere above my ears. That's kind of like my basis point of where I put the oil. And I'll just kind of work this in my hair. And then I've been taking this from Dry Bar. This is the Prep Rally, a Prime and Prep Detangler. This will also protect your hair from heat. So since I am going to blow dry and curl my hair, I do want to protect it. So I will just spray this throughout my hair. And then again, I just kind of get it everywhere, make sure that all of my strands were covered. To dry it, I'm taking this. This is the Babyliss Pro TT. I don't know, I've had this blow dryer for years. It's just whatever. I have naturally straight and pretty fine hair. I have quite a bit of hair, but it is fine. It dries really quickly. A lot of times I'll just let my hair air dry, so I'm not really that picky with my blow dryer. I do want to get the T3 dryer, but for me right now it's just not worth the money. So I am just going to rough dry my hair really quickly. Keep in mind, I did have it up in a towel for maybe like 10 minutes after I got out of the shower, and then I took it down and did my makeup. So it has been out of a towel and out of the shower for a while. I do like to give it a chance just to get some air drying done before I blow dry it, just to kind of minimize the heat as much as possible if I am planning on blow drying it. Okay, so that took me about 6 minutes to dry it, and I always like to just let it sit for a minute after I dry it, because I feel like sometimes the heat makes it feel like it's dry, but then you find spots that aren't actually dry. So I'm just gonna let it sit for a minute, and if I do find spots that aren't all the way dry, I will just dry those, and then we'll start to make waves. Okay, I just heated up my T3. This is the Whirl Trio. I just have the 1-inch wand on it. This is the straight barrel, so it's not tapered or anything. And what I like to do is put my hair half up. I usually go just from my temples all the way back, and I will just kind of twist this up and clip it, and then I'll split the bottom hair. And I like to start from the back. I just think that's the easiest way to go. If you've seen any of my hair tutorials, you know that this is how I always start it. So I'm just taking probably about like a 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inch piece, and I'm twisting it around twice, and then I'm just going to move it back and forth just a couple seconds, and then I'll put it in my hand and throw it back there. So I don't want to hold. Usually I'm trying to make my curls hold. Now I just kind of want a bit more of just like a wave, or like a bend. I'm not looking for a full-blown curl. I just feel like, I don't know, lately I've been into like the almost straight but not straight hair, and this is how I've been achieving that. So again, I just put it around. You can see there's just like a bit of a bend, and at the end you'll be able to see it a little bit better. So I always curl away from my face. I go around twice. If you have shorter hair, you may only want to go around once. And then I move the wand all the way up and all the way down. And then just kind of let it set for a second and throw it in the back. This is like the easiest, fastest way I've ever curled my hair. It takes me probably about 5 to 7 minutes to curl my entire head, because I leave the curling wand on for such a short amount of time. So basically a quarter of my hair is done. And then obviously I'm going to do the same thing. Again, I'm still curling away from my face. So this time I have the wand behind my hair, going around twice and moving it back and forth. Moving it back and forth is what makes the wave not be so static of a curl, if that makes any sense. And you can of course do this however you see fit. I know a lot of people like to curl some towards their face, some away from their face. I personally do everything away from my face, but if you think that it works better doing it differently, then do whatever works for you. All of my bottom layer is done. I'm just going to keep that behind my shoulders. I'm going to take the top layer down and split it in half, and then I'm going to fix my part so then I just like to kind of take one side and just twist it. I don't bother putting it in a clip or anything. And then I always start on the right side. I don't know why. But I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. So just curling away from my face, going around 2 times, and then moving the wand back and forth. And on the top layer, I usually go for just a little bit longer because this hair is longer. So I usually will move it back and forth on the wand just slightly longer, since I am still only wrapping it around twice. But obviously the hair on the top of your head is much longer than the hair on the bottom of your head. But yeah, just the exact same thing. This is like the easiest hairstyle ever. Okay, so that is that side. Now I'm just going to do the exact same thing. How many times can I say I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side? Okay, so I've curled everything. Now I just like to pull it forward and see kind of what it's looking like. And a lot of times I will touch up some of the curls. So this is definitely not like a super curly hairstyle by any sense of the imagination. It's actually mostly straight, actually, with, how many times did I just say actually? It's mostly straight. So I am just going to go through and add just a couple things because as you can see, most of the wave is right here, which is fine, but I'm just going to add a couple at the bottom and a couple more towards the root, and then I'm going to call it a day. This is one of those hairstyles that's so quick and effortless, and I want to keep it looking effortless, so I know if I touch things up too much or whatever, it stops looking effortless and it starts looking a little too uniform and a little bit too like put together for how messy it's supposed to look. So this one I'm just kind of putting a wave at the bottom. I'm gonna do the same thing on this front piece. And be careful, do not burn your fingertips off, that would be terrible. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. And you don't have to be precise about this, I'm just picking up random pieces. I'm not like planning out where these are going to be, I'm just picking them up and going with it. Okay, so that is where I'm gonna leave the curls. As you can see, it's just like almost straight, but just a little bit wavy. I just think this is such like a fresh hairstyle for spring and summer. It looks effortless, and it really doesn't take that long at all. I think altogether it has taken me about 12 minutes to do my hair, which depending on your hair type, it might take you longer to dry and or curl. So I'm just going to finish it off with this WAVY texturizing hairspray. So I like to pull all of my hair and then I'll let go of it as I spray. And then I just kind of like to zhuzh it in there. And this just adds some extra texture, but will also help hold the wave because my hair is very straight naturally. So I want as much help as I can get. And as you can see, it just adds a little bit more volume and texture and looks a little bit more piecey than this side does. So that is everything. I hope that you guys enjoyed this super simple and easy hairstyle. I get a lot of questions, mostly on Instagram, about how I do my hair. And so I figured I would do just like an updated what I've been doing lately to my hair. This will fall a little bit. There's more volume in it than there will be in like 15 minutes, but it will just stay wavy, which is what the goal is. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Give this video a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.